Hi guys, welcome back to The Ratchet Christian. My name is Asmau and I am The Ratchet Christian. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new to my channel, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe below. Please subscribe so you can get notified when I post videos. If you come by, you watch my videos often and you don't subscribe, what's your problem? Just go ahead and subscribe so you won't miss any of my new messages. So yeah, let's just jump into the topic. Today I'm going to talk about, have you ever asked somebody like, what are we? What are we? Like, what are we doing? What do you think me and you are? You know what I mean? Like, I know I've had to ask somebody like, what are we? Are we friends with benefits? Are we just friends? Are we boyfriend and girlfriend? Are we talking? Like, what is it that we have going on? And I wanted to talk about that because I think it's so important to clearly define your relationships with people. It's important to get clarity about what it is that you were doing, where it is that you were going. Because think about it, you would not get in the car with somebody and not know where it is that you're going. You wouldn't get in the car with somebody and drive around for 6 months with no sense of direction, with no location that you're going to. So it's like, how and why would you put yourself in a situationship or a commitmentship or a relationship with somebody for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and there's no sense of direction? You guys don't know what you're doing, you don't know who you are, you don't know what the point of the relationship is, and everything is just clearly undefined. That's not fair. It's not fair to you, it's not fair to that person. And so clarity in relationships is really, really important. And I know that sometimes it can be really scary to ask for it, especially, I don't want to say especially as women, I'm sure guys go through it too, but it can be scary to ask somebody like, hey, like, what do you think is going on between you and I? Like, where do you see me and you? But it's important to know that you're on the same page with somebody. They may just think that you're a sex buddy. Meanwhile, you have a whole pretend boyfriend or girlfriend in your head and they're single in their mind, you know? So it's good to make sure that you're on the same page with somebody no matter what that page is. 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 33 says, "For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints." So I'm kind of taking that out of context a little bit. In 1 Corinthians, Paul was talking about the church of Corinth and how it needs to be organized and how people need to have this role and that role so that there's no confusion. But I still think we can apply that to our life when it says that God is not the author of confusion. I know those of us on here who are Christians or who may be of a different religion, just, you know, people who have a relationship with God, sometimes you may be in a relationship with somebody and you're wondering, like, is God in this? You know, like, maybe this is the one that God has sent for me. Maybe this is the person I've been praying for. I think the biggest clue on whether or not God sent that person or if the enemy sent them, because remember a few videos I did a few weeks ago, I told you that the devil sends people too. And so if there's a lot of confusion in the relationship, if there's a lot of confusion, even while you're talking in the situationship, you're not clear where it is that you stand, it's always helpful to remember that God is not the author of confusion. Anytime I would be talking to somebody and it's really like, I'm confused, like they give me mixed signals, like one day they make me feel like a sister, the next day they make me feel like their wife, like there's just a lot of back and forth and inconsistency. You know, I call them and they say they're going to call me back and they don't. Like, I text them and they take 5 hours to text me back. It's just like a lot of confusion and like not knowing where I stand. And it's helpful for me when I remember that, you know what, God is not the author of confusion, and this has a lot of confusion going on, so maybe this is not someone that God has sent for me. So yes, Pastor Myles Monroe is quoted as saying, he said, "When purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. When the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable." When you don't know what something is for, you're going to use it wrong, right? Like, if you don't know what a hammer is for, you may try to use it as a screwdriver. If you don't know what a comb is for, you may try to use it to grill pancakes. Like, it's important to know what the use of something is so that you don't use it the wrong way. So it's important to know, like, hey, like, are we on the same page? You know, because that in itself, like, helps curb abuse. Like, if me and you have an understanding that we are in a relationship, you know, then that makes it more clear that we're not going to be sleeping with other people. That makes it more clear that we're not going to be talking to other people. That limits the amount of abuse that you can go through. But when you are in an undefined situationship with somebody, there's no rules, there's no accountability. It's like the wild, wild west. Abuse is inevitable. If I don't ever know where I stand with you, and you're just out there running the streets, you know, and I'm out there running the streets, we are going to hurt each other because we haven't defined what our use is. We haven't defined what our purpose is. So Yeah, that was by Myles Monroe. When purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. And I think it is so true to get on the same page of what are we building together? You know what I mean? Like, are we building a life together? Are we building a friendship together? Are we building a house together? You know what I mean? It's important to be on the same page. Imagine being, sorry guys, imagine being a construction worker and somebody is trying to build a bowling alley and you're trying to build a skating rink. That makes no sense. You know, it's better in the very beginning phases to figure out what our game plan is, what our end goal is, and what it is that we're trying to do so we can come to the same conclusions. So yes, if it's unclear, going back to the point of like confusion, God is not the author of confusion. If it's unclear where it is that you stand with that person, if you ask somebody, what are we? And they give you the runaround, they give you very nice fancy words, you know, we're kicking it, you know, like all these like little fancy words, and still it's unclear, your best bet is to believe what people do and not what people say. I have realized like I will never be confused and you will never be confused if you believe the things that people do in comparison to what it is that they say. You know, if you have somebody that's telling you that they love you, but meanwhile they're putting their hands on you, they don't love you. If you have somebody who's telling you that they want to be with you, meanwhile you're always seeing them out on dates with other people, you go and watch your Instagram story and you see them out to dinner with somebody else, believe what it is that they're doing. You know, if you're saying one thing and you're doing another, I'm going to believe your actions because actions speak louder than words. Anybody can say anything to you. And that's one thing I've realized. Like, I can tell you right now, hey, you person watching this, I'm in love with you. And I think we should be in a relationship. Look, I just said it. You see how easy it was for me to just say that? But I'm not backing it up. I don't know who you are. I'm not going out to eat with you. I don't know you. Unless I do know you and we've dated before. Hi. But what's important is actions, because people can say anything. People can say anything. So your best bet is to just believe what people do. Guys, if a girl is into you, we are going to show you. We're going to text you back. We're going to want to spend time with you. Girls, if a guy is into you, he's going to put up the effort. You know, I know for years and years I was stuck in a situationship with somebody who loved to tell me that they love me. I love you. I want to be with you. Da, da, da. You want to be with me, but you don't spend time with me. You don't call me back. When we make plans, you bail out. Like, I just had to realize, like, this person does not love me. You know, they love to say that they love me. They love to claim that they love me. But you don't have the actions behind it to back it up. And so what really freed me is to believe the things that he did and not the things that he said. Because he said a lot of nice things and there was nothing to show for it. You know what I mean? And so you'll never be confused if you just go with the action. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know how he feels about me. What is he doing? Because that's how he feels about you. Whatever it is he's doing, that's how he feels about you. Whatever it is that she's doing, that's how she feels about you. That makes it clear. Watch what people do and believe the things that people say. I think that's actually going on to my next point. You know, believe the things that people say. If somebody tells you that they're not ready for a relationship, listen to them. You know, I know sometimes as women, or at least I have done it, where it's like I've heard somebody say like, oh, I'm not ready for a relationship, and I'm thinking in the back of my mind, well, you just wait and see. Once you see how bomb I am, you're gonna be ready for a relationship. Not true. You know, if like there's been a time where I was like kind of really super interested in somebody and they like were like, I like you, but you live really far away and I don't want to move because I'm really close to my family, you know. And in my mind I'm just like, once he gets to see how cool I am, he's totally gonna move. But then I had a moment like, Asmau, stop. He said he will never move because he's really close to his family, period. That's it. That's done. There's no future in this. Let it go. And you have to listen to what people say too. It will save you a lot of time. If somebody says, I'm not ready for a relationship, I don't want a commitment, believe them. They're not playing. They said what it is that they said, you know, and that's going to save you a lot of confusion, a lot of heartache on the end, you know, in the end, if you just listen to what people are saying. And if time passes by and there's still no title or commitment and there's still no sense of direction or clarity, chances are they just may not want anything serious with you. You know, we're still continuing our conversation of, you know, maybe it's you, maybe we're the problem. You know, maybe we refuse to really accept what people are telling us. So it may not be that, at least I'll give you guys an example. There was this boy in high school that I was like talking to, and him and I were just like hooking up, messing around, like having sex, talking, whatever, whatever. And I asked him, I was like, so like, what are we? Like, what's going on? Are we boyfriend and girlfriend? He's like, I'm not ready for a relationship. I was like, oh, okay, because we're doing a lot of relationship stuff, but you're not ready for a relationship. It's fine. Literally, the next week I went to school and I saw him making out with another girl in the hallway, and come to find out, they started going out. Like, so the week before he told me he did not want a relationship, and then the next week he was in a relationship with somebody else. So sometimes it's not even that people don't want to be in a relationship. It may just be that they don't want to be in a relationship with you. As bomb as you are, as handsome as you are, as beautiful as you are, as God-fearing as you are, people still like to play games. You know what I mean? And so listen to what it is that they do, listen to what it is that they say, and you also don't be that person to other people. Be clear. You know, let people know how it is that you feel. Be honest and forthcoming, and don't waste people's time. Because if there's one thing that I have realized, is that what you put out there is going to be exactly what it is that you get back. So if you put good energy out there, good vibes, and you treat people nice, even if you don't get it right away, it's gonna come back to you. Be clear with people, you know, let them know how it is that you feel. If you're feeling them and you're into them, let them know that. You know, we grown out here, we mature. You don't have to be scared to tell people how you feel, whether it's good or bad. You know, be considerate of people's time, because the one thing we'll never get back is time. So I'm always very mindful of not wasting people's time, because I don't want people wasting my time, and you don't need to let other people waste your time. Don't be afraid to ask somebody, what are we? Where do you see this relationship going? What do you want from me? And let them know what your expectations are from them, so that you can know, like, if you're on the same page. And if you're not, that is fine. You know, we could continue to move forward, because what dating is about is figuring out, like, are you the person for me? Am I the person for you? And sometimes it's not always a fit, you know, and that's okay. We're all trying to find love. We're all trying to find the person that we are best compatible with, and that's not a crime, you know. So just do it with integrity, you know, be honest with people until you find that special someone. So yeah, guys, don't be afraid to ask people, what are we? Because clarity is important. And as much as you want that from other people, please have the integrity to be willing to offer that to somebody else. So thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next week for our next episode of whatever it is that we're going to talk about. Be safe out there too. People's out there cutting up. That's all I'm gonna say about it. But yeah, bye guys, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye. Thanks for watching.